Hey, it's Miss Natalie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today. Before we get into the video, make sure that you have hit subscribe down below. Today's video is a little bit different. Typically before a video, I've planned this out a little bit. I was going to make a video about the top 5 questions that I get asked as a teacher, and I asked Mr. Mike, my husband, if there's any questions that he hears me getting asked a lot. He instead took over this video and made me a top secret slideshow with all the questions on it so I can answer this in real time with no planning.
Have fun.
Okay.
No cussing this time.
Oh, what kind of questions did you ask? I will be editing this back a little bit just for time's sake, but the reactions you see are happening right as I see them below. Just out of frame here, I have my laptop sitting down with the slideshow on it. So let's get into it. Oh boy. The slide 1 says, some questions for a teacher. Next slide, no spoilers. And there are, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slides here that say blank slide. Please ignore me. And I think you did this because I am a cheater sometimes and I like to research. Just a peek. I love a spoiler, but he knows me. Why did you decide to become a teacher? Well, I decided to become a teacher. It's kind of a rambling story, but when I was little and people used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I knew that it impressed adults to say pediatrician. And I just kind of went with that for a long time. I did know that I wanted to have a job where I worked with children, but as time went on, I realized I didn't really want to be a pediatrician, but I did still want to work with kids. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So when I applied to go to colleges, I didn't want to hit undecided, and a lot of schools wouldn't let me choose undecided in the application. So I just decided to be sort of a smart... Oh, God, sorry. I just decided to be kind of smart and just put education instead of undecided because that's what I was going to school for, right? That summer though, after I'd been accepted to California State University, Northridge, go Matadors, I went to a family reunion type event. There weren't a lot of kids my age at it, at the ripe old age of 17. I love swimming and I jumped into the lake that was there. Next thing I knew, I spent the next hour teaching kids how to dive off of the dock into the water. I was sitting there treading water and cheering on one of the kids, rooting for them to try their dive. And it just dawned on me that this is what I want to be doing. I just clicked, and when I went to school to be a teacher, I ended up sticking with it, and this is my 10th year teaching right now in the 2021-22 school year, and I'm proud to be here. Next question. What's something about your non-teacher life that parents are most surprised to hear? Oh, let me think for a second. My non-teacher life. Oh, that's something people don't know about me. I love celebrity stuff. Going to college in LA, one of my closest friends and I, we would go try to figure out where celebrities were hanging out, go meet people. In the early days of Twitter, try to figure out where they were. I met Selena Gomez at Menchie's, that was fun. Met Ashley Simpson at a party once that was open to the public that her and some other celebrities went to. So I really enjoy those things. I do try to keep away from how much those can tear people down sometimes and keep it to the positive, but man, I love a celebrity sighting or finding out these tidbits about their lives. Okay, next question. How long have you been teaching for, and what ages, grades, types of schools? I've taught at 2 IBPYP schools. So these are inquiry-based learning schools for young children. And the school that I teach at now is a Leader in Me school, which is based off of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits for Happy Kids. I started in 5th grade, my first year of teaching, and I taught 5th grade math. Those kids were 10 turning 11 years old. That was not the age range for me. So I moved down to 1st grade. I taught 1st grade for 2 years at the first school that I taught at. Those children are 6 turning 7 years old. And then I moved abroad to Vietnam. I lived in Hanoi and I taught at an international school there for 2 additional years. When I returned to the United States, I took a job teaching kindergarten. Those children are 5 turning 6 years old. This is my 5th year teaching kindergarten, and man, do I love it. If you went in time and didn't become a teacher, what would you do? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna put all the celebrity fantasies to the side. When I was in school, I took a geography class. I really enjoyed it. I've always loved learning about different cultures and looking at maps and thinking about how the topography of a region can really impact the culture and impact the language. So if I could do something where going and getting to know people around the world and like not even necessarily helping communities, but just like studying communities, because I think we can learn a lot from people that are very different than us. Living in Vietnam was very humbling because I really learned that so many things that I think are just normal and how things are done are actually just a piece of the culture that I am from and the upbringing that I had, and that there's so many ways that we're all doing the same thing. Here's the fishbone cracker. It is fish bones with seasoning, I guess. It's not bad. It's like a teriyaki honey sweet flavor, crunchy with a fish taste to it. Oh, the aftertaste, the fish lingers. Okay. I love watching people and learning about different cultures. So probably something to do with that. Next question. Tell me about the first time you really felt what it was going to be like to be a teacher. When I switched down to 1st grade and I started teaching the kids, sitting there with the storybook in my hand, looking at these kids, and like they're so excited to learn they can't even stay on their bottoms, and they're like trying to get closer and closer, and like there's always like a little one that's just like the one that sit up close that want to like touch your feet because they just like they're so excited about school and they have so much love that they just want to be like on top of the book that you're reading. And that's a really special and magical feeling. I mean, I wouldn't say I love like having a little kid like grab onto my shoe. That's a little weird, but like the sentiment there is really beautiful. And it's something I love. This year, this is now my 2nd full school year and my 3rd school year teaching during a pandemic. Our school has opened in full, as many in the United States have, and sitting down and feeling that same feeling again. No kids on Zoom, everybody's sitting in front of me. We've got our masks on, but I'm teaching, we're learning, like holding up that book and reading a class favorite just lit my heart on fire. And I think when you're 10 years into something, like feeling like it's new again, and remembering how special it was, like, oh wow, I'm tearing up. I can see my eyes in the camera. It's beautiful and it's really special, and I really want to hold on to that feeling of feeling that inspiration again, because it's wonderful. I love what I do. Next slide. Oh, well, that was the last question. That was fun and probably a whole bunch of stuff I wouldn't have shared just making my own things. My name is Miss Natalie. This is Primary Focus. I would be honored if you commented a question below, if you shared this video with a friend, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.